Welcome everyone to this new review of WWE SmackDown, the episode of May 12th. On the agenda, the return of Roman Reigns, the continuation of the tournament for the Heavyweight World Championship with the two triple threat matches, and the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship on the line. The show began directly with the first triple threat match between AJ Styles, Edge, and Rey Mysterio. It was a good, very technical match between these three ring veterans. At the end of the match, Rey Mysterio jumped on Edge, but the latter managed to counter him. AJ Styles took advantage of this to perform his phenomenal forearm on Edge to win by pinfall and move on to the semifinals. SmackDown doesn't last very long, so there's no time to waste. We move directly to the second triple threat match between Sheamus, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory. A much more physical and brutal match than the first one. But with these three men, it was to be expected. At the end of the match, Bobby Lashley applied a hurt lock on Austin Theory, but Sheamus arrived to deliver a brogue kick to the United States champion. Lashley took advantage of this and sent Sheamus outside the ring to pin Theory. Lashley moves on to the semifinals but has a bloody face, most likely from being thrown into the stairs by Austin Theory. The semifinal, which will take place in the main event of this episode, will thus oppose AJ Styles to Bobby Lashley. In the backstage area, Grayson Waller joins Adam Pearce and asks that the winner of the AJ Styles vs. Bobby Lashley match come to the Grayson Waller effect next week. Pearce seems to like the idea and agrees. Next, we have a match between Baron Corbin and Cameron Grimes. Before the match begins, Corbin takes the mic and says that it will take him 2 minutes to send Grimes back to NXT. The referee rings the bell, and then Cameron Grimes hits Baron Corbin with his cave-in finisher, followed by the pin for the win. The match only lasted a few seconds. Absent since the post-WrestleMania Raw, Roman Reigns finally returns, accompanied by the entire bloodline. Roman Reigns takes the microphone to boast about the merits of the clan and remind everyone that each member participated in the two main events of WrestleMania 39. He also says that even when he's not there, there's always someone to solve the problems, like Solo Sikoa at Backlash. The tribal chief praises Solo and tells him to stop thinking about the problem of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, as they are not the problem. But there is a problem, and the problem is the Usos, explains Roman Reigns. Reigns starts to put pressure on the Usos, blames them for losing the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles and not being able to regain them. He asks them to apologize, and Jimmy Uso takes it a little too lightly according to Reigns, who pushes him. Jimmy Uso threatens to get angry, but Jey Uso takes the microphone and apologizes. He promises that if they get another chance, they will regain the titles. But unfortunately for them, Roman Reigns has another idea. He says that indeed, the tag team titles will return to the bloodline and gives the microphone to Paul Heyman. Heyman announces that at Night of Champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will lose their titles to Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. Reigns says he will dedicate the match to the greatest team of all time, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans. He leaves with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa while the Usos remain in the ring, dismayed by this news. Next up in the ring, we have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez facing off against Bayley and Dakota Kai for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. At the end of the match, Io Sky tried to intervene to help Bayley, but it didn't work out, and Liv Morgan managed to roll up Bayley for the win. It's worth noting that we saw the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, watching the match backstage. Perhaps they'll be the next challengers for Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Next, Bianca Belair had a women's championship celebration to commemorate her historic reign as the longest reigning women's champion in WWE's modern history. However, her celebration was cut short when Asuka interrupted and offered a handshake to Belair, but instead blew mist in her face, causing chaos in the ring and forcing referees and security guards to intervene. The main event of the evening saw Bobby Lashley face off against AJ Styles, with the winner advancing to the finals of the tournament for the World Heavyweight Championship at WWE Night of Champions 2023. The two wrestlers offer us a good match, but Lashley's head injury reopened and began to bleed. In the end, Styles avoided Lashley's attack and hit him with a V-trigger, followed by a phenomenal forearm for the victory. At Night of Champions, we will have Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the World Heavyweight title. The show ends with AJ Styles celebrating his victory next to the championship belt and joined by the OC, who came to congratulate him. In conclusion, I can say that this episode had good matches, but the audience seemed unresponsive compared to the atmosphere in Puerto Rico. The announcement of the match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa was surprising, especially since it will be Zayn's first match in Saudi Arabia. What did you think of this show? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.